Welcome back to Yehoshua's Daf Yomi Shiur, where the Daf continues daily until the complete revelation of Mashiach ben David, Messiah, the son of David. Today we'll be looking at Tractate Chullin, page 78b. We're about to line into it. We're at the words Hai o mibaya le lechalek. Okay, Hai o mibaya le lechalek is how can I take a The Gemara challenges this word or, in Hebrew, o is or. This word or is necessary to separate the prohibitions. As it might enter your mind to say, one is not liable unless he slaughters both a bull and its offspring, and a sheep and its offspring in a single day. Therefore, the word or teaches us that one is liable for slaughtering either type of animal with its offspring. The Gemara responds, separating the prohibitions is derived from the use of the words its offspring instead of their offspring. Ad שישחוט שור ועושה ובנו תמד לומר שור ועושה עושו ויש בנו מאי לאו מאו נפקא לא מאותו. The Gemara challenges, but the word or is still necessary for that which is taught in the Braita. If it were stated a bull and a sheep and its offspring, you shall not slaughter one day, I would say one is not liable unless he slaughters a bull and a sheep and the offspring of one of them in a single day. Therefore, the verse states, a bull or a sheep and its offspring, Leviticus 22:28, to teach that one is liable even for slaughtering either of them and its offspring. What, is it not from the word or that the Braita derives this halacha? The Gemara responds, no, it is derived from the word it. And the offspring of diverse kinds are included in the prohibition due to the word or. הניח לרבנן דמיעתר להו אותו אלא לחנניה דלא מיעט לאויסוי לחלק לא צריך לקרוא לסוף לא כרב יונתן. The Gemara asks, this works out well according to the opinion of the rabbis, cited further in the discussion, for whom the word it is superfluous and it can be used for this derivation, leaving the word or available to include the offspring of diverse kinds. But, according to the opinion of Hananiah, for whom the word it is not superfluous, from where does he derive that one is to separate into two prohibitions, slaughtering either a bull with its offspring or a sheep with its offspring? The Gemara answers that there is no need for a verse to separate them into two prohibitions, as Hananiah holds, in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Yonatan. Titanya, ish asher yikalel es aviv es imoi, ein li el aviv imoi, aviv shelo imoi, imoi shelo aviv minayin, tamid lomar, aviv ve'imo kilel. Aviv kilel, imo kilel, direi Rabbi Yehoshua. Is taught in Braita from the verse, a man who curses his father and his mother shall die. Leviticus 20 verse 9. I have derived only that one is liable if he curses both his father and his mother. From where do I derive that if one curses his father but not his mother, or his mother but not his father, he is liable? The continuation of the verse states, his father and his mother he has cursed. His blood is upon him. In the first part of the verse, the word curses is in proximity to his father, and the last part of the verse, cursed, is in proximity to his mother. This teaches that the verse is referring to both a case where he cursed only his father and a case where he cursed only his mother. This is the statement of Rabbi Yehoshua. And Rabbi Yehoshua maintains that conjunctions are interpreted strictly unless the verse indicates otherwise. Rabbi Yonatan omer mashma shneim ke'echod umashma echod. Rabbi Yonatan says, there is no need for this derivation because the phrase his father and his mother indicates that one is liable if he curses both of them together, and it also indicates that he is liable if he curses either one of them on their own, unless the verse specifies that one is liable only if he curses both together. An example of a verse where the Torah specifies that the halacha applies only to the two elements in conjunction is, you shall not plow with an ox or a donkey together. Deuteronomy 22 verse 10. According to Rabbi Yonatan, had the verse stated, with regard to a mother and his offspring, a bull and a sheep, and not a bull or a sheep, one would still be liable for slaughtering each with its own offspring independently. Therefore, the word or is superfluous and is utilized by Hananiah, who agrees with the opinion of Rabbi Yonatan to include the offspring of different kinds in this prohibition. My Hananiah, my Rabbanan, Netanya, O so yes, but on noig be the cables. Be the noig is holy. Hananiah, Omer, noig beim is holy, beim the cables. The Gemara asks, what is the opinion of Hananiah, and what is the opinion of the rabbis that were mentioned earlier? Their opinions are elucidated as it is taught in the Braita, despite the fact that the verse is written in the masculine form. The prohibition against slaughtering itself and its offspring in a single day applies to females, meaning to a mother and its offspring, but it does not apply to males, meaning a male animal and its offspring. Hananiah says it applies to both males and to females. My time and Rabbanon, the Tanyo, Yochol Yehi, Oisovies, Benoy Noeg, Bein Bischorim, Ubein Menekevois, Vidinu Chayav Kan, Vichayov Beim Al Habonim, Mash, Keshechayav, Beim Al Habonim, Menekevois, Beloy Bischorim, Af, Keshechayev Kan, Menekevois, Beloy Bischorim. The Gemara asks, what is the reasoning of the rabbis? Meaning the first Tana. The reasoning is, as it is taught in Braita, one might have thought that the prohibition against slaughtering a mother and its offspring would apply both to males and to females. But could one not derive this by logical inference, reaching the opposite conclusion? The Torah rendered one obligated here not to slaughter an animal and its offspring in a single day, and the Torah rendered one obligated with regard to a mother bird with its chicks, not to seize them together, but to dispatch the mother, just as when it rendered one obligated with regard to a mother bird with its chicks. The obligation applies to female birds, but not to males, as the verse states, and the mother sitting on the chicks, Deuteronomy 22 verse 6. So too, when it rendered one obligated here with regard to an animal and its offspring, the obligation should apply to female animals but not to males. Lo imamart be'em ala bodim shekei lo yasa ba mezuman keshe'eno mezuman toima boisavis benoy she'oisa ba mezuman keshe'eno mezuman. One may respond, no, if you say that this is so with regard to a mother bird with its chicks, for which the Torah did not render prepared ones equivalent to unprepared ones, as the obligation to dispatch the mother bird applies only where one happens to encounter a mother bird with its chicks spontaneously, but not to ones that he keeps in his property. Shall you also say that this is so with regard to the prohibition of an animal itself and its offspring, for which the Torah rendered prepared ones equivalent to unprepared ones, prohibiting an animal and its offspring even if they are prepared? If so, the prohibition against slaughtering an animal and its offspring should apply to both males and females. Talmud lomar also echad pilo shnaim achar shechilek hakatuv zachiti ledin chayav kan v'chayav b'em al habanim ma כשחייב בהם על הבנים בנקבויס ולא בשכורים אף כשחייב כאן בנקבויס ולא בשכורים. Therefore, the verse states a bull or a sheep and its offspring. Leviticus 22:28. The superfluous word it indicates that this applies only to one parent but not to two. The Braita continues, after the verse separated the parents, rendering the prohibition applicable to only one of them, I merited returning to the logical inference mentioned earlier. The Torah rendered one obligated to here not to slaughter an animal and its offspring in a single day. The Torah rendered one obligated to dispatch the mother with regard to a mother bird with its chicks. Just as when it rendered one obligated to regard a mother bird with its chicks, the obligation applies to females but not to males. So too, when it rendered one obligated here, the obligation applies to females but not to males. V'im nafshach lo mal bino mi shebino karuch acharav yatsa zochel she'ein bino karuch acharav. And if it is your wish to say that one can refute this, that refutation can be countered by the following derivation. The verse states, it and its offspring, Leviticus 22 verse 28, indicating that this applies to that parent whose offspring clings to it. This serves to exclude the male parent whose offspring does not cling to it. Ma im nafshach lo mal chitim also zochar mashma haru amin beno mi shebeno karuch harav yatsa zochar she'ein beno karuch harav. The Gemara asks, to what possible refutation is the expression "if it is your wish to say" referring to? The Gemara explains that the possible refutation is, and if you would say that the word "it" in the verse denotes a male, as it is expressed in the masculine gender in the Hebrew, the response is that the verse also states its offspring in the verse, indicating that this applies to that parent whose offspring clings to it. This serves to exclude the male parent whose offspring does not cling to it. Interesting. All right, we'll stop here.